So here's the question. Why would a loving person want to spend eternity celebrating while knowing that others are being perpetually tortured? What kind of people would celebrate after a bloodbath? Who would throw a party and worship the one who was responsible for the bloodbath? This isn't the setup for a horror movie. This is literally Christianity at its peak, what it looks like when it wins according to its own literature. When Christianity wins, believers often see that victory not as the triumph of love, but as a day of bloody vengeance coupled with eternal celebration. So here's the question. Why would a loving person want to spend eternity celebrating while knowing that others are being perpetually tortured? And why would anyone call that heaven or them good? For many believers, the longing for heaven isn't rooted in love, growth, or purpose. It's rooted in avoidance. It's not about becoming something greater, but escaping something unbearable. Heaven promises to remove pain, not to transform it. Silence questions, not to answer them. It becomes less about connection with the divine and more about relief from human experience, a divine anesthesia that numbs the ache of existence. No more pain, no more tears. It sounds comforting, but it also implies no more depth, no more friction, no more evolution. It's not a place to live forever, it's a place to hide forever. Faith traditions often sell heaven as a final answer, the end of questioning. Certainty becomes the idol. But if curiosity, doubt, and growth are what makes consciousness meaningful, then heaven's static perfection sounds more like psychological death than any type of spiritual fulfillment. It's the end of all becoming, a place where you are frozen in one emotional state forever. The promise of heaven also lets believers outsource moral accountability. You don't have to fix the world, you just survive it faithfully. You don't have to make peace with your enemies. God will handle that later. Heaven, in this framing, becomes a cosmic deferment of justice. It absolves the believer of participating in the messy, difficult work of compassion right here on earth. The image of heaven as endless worship, singing, bowing, praising, it may sound holy, but it's psychologically revealing. It's the ultimate compliance fantasy. Perfect submission without fatigue, joy without individuality, obedience without question. It's not love, it's submission under divine surveillance. It's God's own version of how to train your bottoms. So when we strip away the poetry and promises, what's left isn't love for a God, it's fear of the alternative.